I'm happy to see everyone. Okay, so hello, ladies. I hope you're doing well. I'm so excited to chat with you all tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Are we being messy today? Please say yes. Girl, you just want me to perform messy. That's what you want. That's what you want, girl. Don't get me started. Don't even get me started. Yeah, so I'm gonna go on, girl, I'm cheating on you. I'm also going to be going on YouTube Live. Can you believe it? Girl, a threesome, YouTube, IG, and TikTok. The gag of it all. Yeah? So welcome, welcome, welcome. Someone said, please address the Essence list. I gave Essence a lot of shade today because they had the nerve to say that Houston was the top place to find for singles, for Black singles to find love. Girl, Essence needs to hire me. Literally, I've been on like an article with them every other month, if not every month this year. They just need to hire me for a monthly column. So, girl, go into their socials and let them know they need to hire me, because obviously the people that they're using for dating and relationship content are not working. Houston is actually the hardest city to date in. The hardest city. Houston has become harder than Atlanta. The ladies in my program in Atlanta, they're getting their guy. The women in Houston, it is hard for them. Very difficult. Okay? So, Essence, get it together, girl. Get it together. Yeah. Welcome, welcome, welcome for those that are just joining. My name is Anwar White. They call me Coach Anwar. I am a dating and relationship coach for Black and brown women. I coach everyone, but my program is centered around the Black and brown woman experience. Someone asked, can Asians enroll in your program, or is it just for the Black girlies? Girl, we have about 5 to 8 Asians in the program now. Okay, so if you want to work it, girl, come on in. Come on in. We want to help you get your guy. Actually, one of my clients, Asian clients, got her guy this past weekend. So it's very possible. Let's do it, sweetie. Yeah, so why do I come on here? I come on here because ultimately, I want you all to live your lives. I want you all to get your guy. Okay? So, regardless of whether you're in my program or not. So what I do is I come on these lives 1 to 2 times a week. I'm going to start coming on more often now because I have the energy. I'm basically kind of done with my book. So, I have the time to be able to work it out. Let me just get YouTube together. Ginger said, Amor, you're such a kind person. Love you. Thank you. I know, I was telling my best friend, I was like, girl, I've been so nice lately. Can we just talk shit? I just wanted to talk shit. Because when you're a coach, you have to keep things above water. You have to, be nice. You have to be a good girl. And sometimes I don't want to be a good girl. I want to be a bad girl. I want to be a very bad girl. Who else feels like being a bad girl? Let me know. Who's in their bad girl era? I want to know. Someone said, I want to be bad. Me. Yes, girl. Bad girl. What did Donna Summer say? Bad girl. Yes, honey. Yes. Get into it. Oh my God, there are a lot of villains here, girl. girl, y'all are bad girls. Bad girl era. What's that, tea, girl? I'm scared of y'all. Okay, so let me get serious here because I'm talking so much shit and then you all are like, what are you talking about, Anwar? So here's what we're gonna do. Here's how this is going to go. You're gonna ask your questions here in the chat and I'm gonna answer them in the order that I see them. And yeah, we're gonna go from there. How does that sound? Michelle said, your hair looks so good. I know, right? I know. I'm so excited. It's grown in. For those of you that don't know, I got a hair transplant in Turkey like 3 months ago. And now, girl, shh. When I was in the Poconos last weekend for my client's wedding, they kept on saying, oh my God, you don't look your age at all. And I think it was mostly because of my hair. Yeah, so that's another reason. So a couple of things. Last week, I didn't come on live because I was at a client's wedding in the Poconos. It was an amazing wedding. For those of you that have been following me for a while, it was that viral TikTok for the woman that invested $10,000 with me. It was her wedding. We had an amazing time. It was so beautiful. So that was really good and super exciting to see those sorts of things come to fruition. So that's where I was last week. Oh, yes, and then later last week, it was my twin's birthday. So my mom came and I celebrated my twin's birthday that turned 12. Yes, honey, I have 3 kids, by the way. I know it doesn't seem that way because I'm snatched, sweetie. But yes, honey, I'm a mother. I'm a mother, honey. So, skin tea queen, yeah. So, yeah, and then my partner's birthday is on this Saturday, so I gotta get it together. Gotta get my man right. My white man, honey. White. Okay, quick question. Who's dating everyone and who's dating just the black dudes? So give me a hashtag everyone if you're dating everyone. Give me a hashtag black dude if you're dating just black dudes. I need to know. I need to know who I'm talking to. Okay, so everyone that has hashtag black dude, get the hell out of here right now. Someone said hashtag BBC, like British Broadcasting Channel? No. You're going to need to date everyone. I'm tired of I'm just dating black dudes. So you know I'm writing this book, right? Okay, first of all, someone said I'm on what Summer Walker is on. I'm a little bit upset about that. And I'm upset because Shira7 is trying to take credit for her doing that. And the tea is, here's what I want everyone to know. I want everyone to know this. If you see a celebrity and they come out with someone who is not their type, please understand that they have talked to the dating coach who tells people not to date their type. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Do you hear me? That's all I'm going to say about that. I keep it cute. I keep it mute. But I help a lot of people. So, when I say things like, your type is your trauma, don't date your type, please follow. Yeah? Okay. With that said, talk to me about what questions you have. Talk to me about how I can help you find your person, because my whole inspiration is helping you all find your people. And especially if you are a Black woman, I want to help 1 million Black women find love and get married. So, I'm writing this book, right? And I was an undergrad statistics major, right? I had to do the math, girl. I had to do the math. And when you do the math, and if all Black women dated everyone, because right now, Black women date Black men and marry Black men at a 92% rate. I need you all to understand that the marriage rate for Black women would be 85%. Right now, it's 27%. If you dated everyone, the marriage rate for Black women would be 85%. Crickets, honey. I know. I'm hearing crickets. Okay. So, I just want to share that if y'all want to stay single and you want to chase 5 Black women to every Black man that's relationship ready, go ahead and chase and compete. Otherwise, let's get you married. Let's get you the love of your life. If you want to learn how to do that, go to the link in my bio and book a consultation call with me so that we can help you get there. And by the way, 2/3 of my clients get with Black men. But they get with healthy, relationship-ready Black men. Okay, someone asked, why does he keep asking for so many pictures? Probably because he is a prisoner or he's been in prison. Because that's what prisoners do. So, let him go. He's a perv. Tips on becoming obsessed with yourself and not craving the validation of others. One of the things that I think I've been really blessed with is being a gay Black male, where I've never had people checking for me and obsessed with me. So I've had to be obsessed with myself. And so one of the ways, there have been many ways in which I've done that. One, I have to set my own rules. And you're going to have to set your own rules as well in terms of understanding, well, first falling in love with yourself, not loving yourself, falling in love with yourself. So I need you to think about how you fall in love with men. So in the chat, let me know, what does a man have to do for you to fall in love with him? What does he have to do? He asks to see me every day. Great. So how do you see yourself every day? How do you take yourself out every day? How do you spend quality time with yourself every day? When they're generous. How are you generous with yourself? Safety. How do you create safety within yourself? AKA boundaries. Right? Everything that you do that makes you fall in love with a man, you have to be able to give to yourself. In droves. Yeah? Someone said have sex, girl. You better solo trip it to the planet O. So many women are waiting for men to fulfill these things that you get to do on your own. Very important. And I want to encourage you to do that, because when you are completely full and satisfied and fulfilled in your life, you'll be very, very, very pleasantly surprised what kind of men you will attract. Yeah. Someone asked, have you had a client who needed to work on her mindset and was she successful with your help? First of all, everybody needs to work on their mindset. Everyone. In my program or without. So, yes, I have. I will tell you at the VIP level, roughly 80% of my clients get into relationships. At my Get Your Guy Club level, it's roughly 50%. Someone asked on YouTube, do you believe there's someone for everyone? I actually think that there are probably like 5 to 10 people for everyone. You just have to find them. And you have to have a dating strategy to help you find them. But the gag is that most of y'all don't have a dating strategy, so y'all are, girl, punch in the air. Punch in the wall instead of opening it with your hand and the door handle. Yeah. If you don't have a dating strategy, in the chat, put hashtag no strategy. Because the thing is, most women have never been taught a strategy, have never been taught how to date. And because of that, there's like this expectation that you're just supposed to know how to do something without ever being taught. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of no strategies, honey. Oh my God, girl. Oh my God, there's so many. So how can you expect to have amazing results with something when you don't even have a strategy for that thing? It's crazy work, ladies. Crazy ass work. Y'all winging it with one of the most important decisions of your life. I wouldn't do it. If you don't want to invest in my program, at least invest in my starter course, which is all about dating strategy. It's like $149. So you don't have to spend the 4 figures, blah, 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 blah. You can check that out in the link in my bio if that's of, interest for you. Again, one of the things that I hope that you realize is that, girl, you don't have to buy my stuff. My free stuff is better than anybody's paid stuff. Trust and believe that. Yeah. So, yeah, people are like, it's very affordable. Of course it is. But if you want the coaching, let's get into it. And in that starter course, there's like, I don't know, 15, 20 hours of a course. It goes through the strategy. It goes through online strategy, offline strategy. It goes through what you need to do at every date to get to an exclusive committed relationship. I mean, y'all know me well enough to know how generous I am and generally are when it comes to that. Okay, someone said, teach us game. Girl, always. What game do we want to know, ladies? I'm feeling very generous tonight. It's maybe because we've had 5 people this past week and get into a relationships, which I'm super excited about. Also, everyone, check out my podcast tomorrow. It's all about dating men who have grown up with a single mother. Why did I do this podcast? Because 50% of Black men are raised by a single mother. 25% of Hispanic men are raised by a single mother. Someone said I'm sweating. No, girl, I'm shiny because I put a lot of moisturizer on. It's called hydration. Get into it. But I did this podcast because most of y'all are navigating these men and you don't know why they leave and why they do what they do. And I wanted to give you context in terms of why they do what they do. The name of the podcast is called Get Your Guy Coaching Podcast. It's on Apple, it's on Spotify. So definitely check it out tomorrow. Okay? Good. Okay, let's see some of these questions. What if I like clubbing and a guy thinks it's a red flag? Well, I will tell you this. A man that is serious and relationship ready will not believe that his wife is at a club. Sorry to say that. I just want to be honest. He wants to find his woman in a curated space, like a conference, even any sort of D9 event, alumni event, like a sophisticated lounge, things like that. Okay. Do men raised by a single mother not like to be challenged or held accountable? They don't like accountability, but more importantly, they don't like to be held responsible because they've had to be responsible and a surrogate husband to their single mom. So when things start to get intimate, I'm giving you a little tea, they're going to run. They're going to run because it's going to remind them of the disempowered state that they needed to be in and the responsibility that they had to hold even though that they were kids, that made them feel inadequate. So they're going to run. Someone said, Anwar, what if your long distance relationship asks for your pictures? Tell him to come and see you in real life so that he doesn't need a picture. But y'all should be FaceTiming. Okay? User Uno said, saw your YouTube. Is your D-knowledge research practical or theoretical? Girl, practical. What do you mean? I've done the hands-on research to understand who's packing and who's not. Now, if you can't respect that and honor that, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know, girl. I've done so much work, back-breaking work. Still no respect from this D-knowledge. Why did I even do it? Lord knows I only got to my 30% of the time. Like some of y'all, no shade. Yeah, it was back-breaking work, girl. And front breaking too. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for the salutes. I appreciate it. Simona said, double tap the screen, y'all. Thank you so much for the almost 27,000 likes. Appreciate it. Someone said jaw breaking too. No, girl. No. Oh, by the way, we're all sisters here, right? We can talk, privately, can't we? So, quick question. Who likes to throw neck and who doesn't? I want to know. Because what I'm hearing is that some of the girls don't like to throw neck. Okay. I'm getting 50% neck, 50% I don't like to throw neck. Oh my God, someone said love. Bro, love, girl? Someone said no neck, I do. Girl, what is this 50-50 split? I feel like we're back in the George Bush Gore era. What is this tea? Someone said I have to really like you. Okay, honey. Okay, so for the girls that don't enjoy it, how's that gonna work? Someone said, what do you mean by neck? If you don't know what throw neck means, why are you even here? Why are you even here? What are we doing? I don't know if I can help you. Oh my gosh. Yes, honey, this is for the grown-ups. These are for the grown women, honey. These are not for the ladybugs. What's really going on? Oh, someone said goodbye. What do you mean? We're just waking up here. We're just having fun. Someone said, is neck in the dating strategy? Girl, it's the first chapter. It's the first chapter of the dating strategy, girl. I'm kidding. Someone said it's a wife privilege. Okay, gotcha. I'm gonna pray that you become a wife. Okay, let's get into these questions, honey. Let's get into these questions. I want to know. Someone said, tell us about the coochie cards. What do you mean, girl? I've already told you about the coochie cards. And by the way, that's something that I gave to my clients and I gave to you. So, you have a card that you pass around to men that you're getting to know, that you talk to when you're dating in real life. And at the end of the night, or at the end of the conversation, instead of having some random exchange between phones, you just say, hey, it's great chatting with you. We'll have to do it again. Pass the card, keep it moving. Someone said, you mean like a business card? No, I mean like what I goddamn said. A coochie card. Yeah. Carolyn said, is Korean man a good choice for Black woman? Well, here's what I will tell you. Korean men have generally a terrible temper and can be abusive. Korean mothers probably won't like you 90% of the time, and Korean boys are still very beholden to their mothers. And Korean men have, and this is research-based, the smallest D in the world. So I know y'all want a K-pop, but oftentimes K-pop is a K-flop. Thank you. I'll be here all week. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, pass, honey. Someone said, didn't think Korean men had a temper. Ask any Korean woman. That's why they have the 4B movement over there, girl. They said they're tired of it. They're tired of being abused, yelled at. They're tired of being used. They're tired of being, taken advantage of, not valued or considered. User Uno said, are your clients 20s or 30s? So I generally work with women that are 26 and above. I have a client that's 75. I have a client that just got into a relationship that was like 67. Someone said, not the Samoans. The Samoans are small, but the Koreans are smaller. Someone said, white upper middle class and lightness. In terms of what? Because I just did a video around how if you are to date interracially with a white man, He needs to be upper middle class or above. So what do you need? I think that's very clear. How can I help? Teddy said I had a Korean and it was thick. Fine. But how long was it? This AirPod holder is thick, but it's not long. Sweetie. I mean, what are we gonna do? Something like this will just knock on the door, but it's not gonna hit your walls. That's what I need. I don't know about you, honey. I need to hit those walls, sweetie. Yeah? Okay. Y'all got me messy already, and it's not even my Cinderella hour. It's only 11:05 over here. Come on now. I need to start acting like a professional. By the way, I'm supposed to be having an interview with the Shade Room on Thursday night. So maybe you should check that out. I think it'll be on YouTube. I'm not sure, but we'll be talking about dating. It should be interesting. Also, I'm going to be on the Living Single podcast, Reliving Single, on Thursday. So definitely check that out as well. Okay? Yes, honey, the Shade Room. I know. I'm doing it because I just think it's going to be fun and interesting. And I want to see how homophobic they can actually be. Real talk, if you're dating a guy and he follows the Shade Room, dump him immediately. Thank you. Yes, honey, Thursday is busy. Every week is busy these days, ladies. Okay, what dating questions do we have? Let's get into it. Because we've been so messy for so long, and I've got to be professional. I'm a professional girl. Hey, Anwar, first date tips for older Caucasian guy. Well, first of all, he's not an alien. He is a regular, degular guy. I hate to be cliche, but have fun, be yourself. Generally, what I tell people to do when they are going to be going on a first date is talk to a really good friend right before the date so that you're already in an open flow mode when it comes to interacting with people. And make sure that you have a song to get you ready for your dates. Does everyone have their dating song to get themselves ready for a date? If you do, let me know what that song is in the chat. Okay, everyone's saying no. So when you say no, I don't have a dating song, I already know that you giving lame on these dates, girl. No shade. Lizzie Juice, My Neck, My Back. Now we're getting somewhere. Treat Me by Chloe. Beyonce, I'm That Girl. Cozy. Okay, good. What's a dating song? A dating song is a song that gets you in the mood, gets you hyped, gets you ready for your date. Yeah? Someone said Tina Turner, Private Dancer. I know that's right. LL Cool J doing it. Now we're getting somewhere. Naughty Girl by Beyonce. Zen Girl, Keep It in Your Pants. Conceited by Remy Ma. I like that. Good. I'm loving these songs. Good, 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 good. Motivation by Kelly Rowland. Someone said Kenny G. Girl, go to bed. Go to bed right now. Yeah. Okay. More questions. Okay. Is it true that men really do like women who are mean to them? I don't think that they like women that are mean to them. What I do think is that they like women that are clear about how they want to be treated and have very clear boundaries. Because it makes it easier for them to just satisfy those things. A lot of quote unquote mean or bitchy women will be very clear about what they want. I need you to do this, that, this, and that. Very easy. That's a checklist for a man. So now he's gonna check, did that, did that, did that, and now he's gonna feel accomplished. So sometimes, and then if it's not happening, we keep them, she keeps them accountable, right? And sometimes it comes off as mean because she's like, you didn't do what you were supposed to do, and you said you were going to do it. And so what happens for some men, it's like, yes, I got to get my shit together. I got to do better. And then when he does better, he feels more accomplished. He feels like a man. So that's the thing that attracts him to that woman. It's less about her bitchiness. It's more about the accountability that he gets to have to accomplish his goals. Men are here to accomplish goals. And when he does that, that's when he self-actualizes. That's the value add of when many men will date women. He wants to be motivated and supported to reach his goals. Someone said, Anwar, but doesn't that just take all the responsibility off the man? What do you mean? I don't necessarily think this is a question of responsibility or not. I wanted to give you like the background of like how they're thinking and why bitchy or mean women can be attractive to men. Yeah. Hopefully that helps. Oh my God, so many questions. Bia said, is that nagging? Some men love it. Some men love to be nagged. But there's a difference, right? Annoying nagging is, why aren't you doing this? Why didn't you call me? You should have called me. And accountability is, you said that you were going to call and you didn't. I thought that you were a man of your word. Now, he needs to prove to himself and the woman that he's a man of his word. Yeah, so it's about tone. Someone said he's divorced twice, but not his fault. If people are divorced, both of them play a part in it. So the fact that he's already convinced you that the divorces, he has no part in it, lets me know that he probably has the majority of the part in it. And that he's just not telling you. Okay? Carrie said, do frat guys like plus size or chubby women? I don't really know if it has anything to do with whether he's in a frat or not. But if he is like a bodybuilder, he gonna be into it, girl. If he's a black dude, he's gonna be into it. If he's one of those nerdy, lanky dorks, he gonna be into you. Less about the frat, more about that stuff. If he's military, unfortunately, he's gonna be into you. Yeah? Someone said, Anwar, what do you think about men who take injectable testosterone? I think they're good. I think, girl, I need to take testosterone, girl. Not so much that I might turn straight, but girl, most of our testosterone is running low these days. as men in society. So just like you all need to start taking hormones, need to start taking some estrogen, premenopausal, a lot of these men need to be taking testosterone starting at like 35. Yeah. So that's what it is. Girl, I think it's the foods, it's everything. But girl, we don't have any hormones anymore, honey. Just zombies walking around. But someone's saying men 50 plus. Men 40 plus are starting to take testosterone as well. Someone said ashwagandha is amazing and increases testosterone. Honey, that's why I do my ashwagandha, girl, and that's why my testosterone is mid instead of invisible. C-Suite said military dudes like plus size. They sure do, just like Caribbean men do, just like African men do. Yeah. Someone said, what age do I need to start taking estrogen? I had a podcast with a urologist. So definitely check out that podcast. We talk a lot about that and why it's important, especially for Black and brown women. If you're a Black woman, you need to know that a menopause is going to have a longer time in your life. It's going to start earlier and end later. But check out the podcast because she explains it more. I'm not the expert in that. I'm not trying to be the expert in it. I know how to date. I don't know how to menopause. Thank God. Okay. Balance with Ashley said, Anwar, any videos about dating as a single mom? I had one, but I did that like 3 years ago. I will tell you this, a couple of things about dating as a single mother. One, oftentimes single mothers are in their masculine. And so we got to really learn how to be in our feminine. Take off that mother hat. Put on that woman hat. Yeah? So that's number one, I would say to single moms. Number two, I would say you probably need to treat yourself. A lot of moms will do everything for their kids and nothing for themselves. Meaning they'll go to the grocery store, get their kids' favorite cereal, all of that, and won't get their favorite stuff. Sometimes the moms will just eat the scraps from the kids when they don't finish their food. So get the stuff that you love and like. Don't do that. Get your favorite chips. And don't share those chips with your kids. Have things for yourself. Okay? Very important. The other thing that I would say is don't have your person meet your kids for a very long time. The highest percentage of child abuse comes when there is a step parent in the household. So that's one of the most dangerous things that you can do for your child. That's why you gotta wait a long time before you introduce. I would say 6 months of being in an actual relationship, because then you'll be able to establish whether he's going to be your husband or not. Angie said, Anwar, a man asked me out, told me to book the spot and tell him how to dress. I was appalled and hung up. So there is there are a lot of men that want to be in female-led relationships. And many of y'all might have seen this on the apps. Don't be scared. If it's not for you, that's fine. But what I will say is that if you are one of the girls who needs practice owning her power and her space, one of the best things that you can do is engage with some of these men that are looking for female-led relationships. Because your job will be to tell him exactly what to do and how to do it. And that is great practice for you. I have a lot of clients that need that practice, and even though they're not into it, I tell them, go out on a date with him. Tell him exactly what to do. Call me at 7 p.m. every night this week. Let him do it. Understand that you get to ask for what you want, and these men get to answer the call. Okay? Amber said he has EBT. Or did you misspell that and you were supposed to spell debt? Or do you mean like an EBT card? Let me know, girl. Because my coaching will be the same. Drop them. Okay. And where I met a guy in a coffee shop, we talked for 6 or 7 hours. Way too much time to be talking. And now we are going on a date. You've already been on 3 dates with that 7-hour conversation, girl. Saturday, I'm scared. What are you scared of? You already know his whole life story. With how serene I feel with him. How can I not self-sabotage? Okay, so here's what I want to offer to you. This next date is literally going to be like a 3rd or 4th date for you all. You get to allow yourself to not feel the butterflies. Butterflies are anxiety and fear. So the fact that you feel serene is great. Don't let that scare you just because it's not a feeling that you're used to feeling when you're dating a man. But with all due respect, you're gonna need to slow the hell down. You doing 75 in a 25 mile per hour zone, girl. In a school zone, you're gonna run over some kids, catch a case. Yeah, 7 hours is a work shift. That's too much. These dates need to be 2 hours, max 3 hours. Boundaries, dating boundaries. Okay? Amy said, how many practice dates can I go with the same guy? What do you mean when you say practice dates? I'm confused. And also, thank you so much for all the likes. I have 66,000 likes here on TikTok, which I'm loving. Hello. Hello. Okay, let me see some questions. What do you think about a 12-year age gap? I'm 23, he's 35. So I want to say this with love and respect, but he's grooming you. What do I think about it? I think that he's grooming you. I think that 35-year-old men don't hang out with 23-year-old boys, so why would they want to hang out with 23-year-old girls? What is he going to do? Teach you how to drive? You all are in different parts of your life. And the reason why I'm saying this is because, one, I love you. I want safety for you. But two, men who prey on younger women want power and control, and oftentimes don't care about you, but want to use your youth and your beauty and suck that away from you. So what would I say to that? I would say, run, girl. I would say, you're in danger. I would say, tell your daddy. Ask any man what he thinks about it, and they will say the exact same thing, because men know how men think. Bia said, what if the woman is older? So most of my clients get with men that are 3 to 6 years younger than they are. Like 70% of my clients do. So I'm okay with that. I always say -5 years plus 10 years for your dating range, age range. Okay? If it is an age range that is completely significant, if you are, let's say, 35 years old and you're dating a 23-year-old, then I have some questions for you too. Girl, I'm MLK in this mofo. Equal opportunity. I want to offer to you that if you feel comfortable dating significantly younger men, we have an issue going on here. And often the issue is that you don't feel in control with men that are your age. So you get with younger men to try to have a semblance of control. And you got to find that within yourself. Control and power. That you might be scared of men your age. So, I want to offer that for those that need to hear it. Okay. Let me see what other questions we have here. A Nigerian guy. Okay, I'm going to stop you right there. I'm going to stop reading right there. Okay? I don't need to read anymore. I don't. I beg. There's nothing that I could read in your question that would make me say, stay with that man. Absolutely nothing. Honey, I read about this shit. Dating a Nigerian man. Honey, girl, I have my own coaching experience, but the shit is so serious, I gotta read about it. That's how much chess these Nigerian men are playing. I take my work very seriously. Girl, the book is always next to me. Right next to me. In cases like this. Shall I read? Shall I read a little bit? Do you need to know? Shall I read a passage? 1 Corinthians? /Lagos? Okay. This is on page 104. Chapter 3, titled, Don't Rush. Don't take seriously a partner who's in a rush to get into a relationship with you. One of the most ignored red flags, especially in a long-distance relationship, is a partner who is in a rush. Imagine meeting someone on a dating app in the morning, and by noon he's already telling you how he wants to spend the future with you. By evening, he's already calling you baby, sugar, honey, heartbeat, etc. He doesn't stop there. He takes a step further by proposing to you the next day, talking about introducing you to his parents and siblings. And that, my loves, is how the Nigerian man operates. Y'all hear me? Who has experienced that? Who has experienced... Who's experienced that? The pet names, the over compliments, the talking about the future, and getting into a relationship before a whole month of courtship. Because that's all love bomber tea. That's the playbook of most Nigerian men. Yes, honey, love bombing. Bombs only go with natural gas, honey. And Nigeria has a ton of it. That's why they went to Houston. They used that gas to love bomb you. That oil, honey. That oil. Yes, honey, bombs over Baghdad. That's what that song was about. Those Nigerian men. Okay, so don't ask me another question about Nigerian men because you already know the answer. What did we learn in elementary school? Just say no. Dare. Dare on these Nigerian men. Okay. What other questions do we have? Yeah, when the friends start calling you our wife, please understand that you are the third woman that they've said that to that week. Just because he introduces you to friends means nothing. Sometimes if he's introducing you to family, mothers, fathers, still doesn't mean anything. If you engage with a Nigerian man, if you are an African American woman, I need you to understand that the large majority of these men will only take Nigerian women seriously. That you will be a... What do they call it? You're temporary. They don't take anyone that's not a Nigerian woman seriously. Placeholder, but what is the thing when you're flying and then you do it like a stopover? My mind's like all over the place right now. But anyway, layover. Thank you. You're a layover. No shade. No shade. Literally a layover. If you're going to deal with a Nigerian, one of the things that will be important is that you're going to need to tell him that you have a lot of family. That you have you're very close with your father and all of your brothers because that's how they bring families together. The worst thing that can happen is you are a single woman trying to navigate a Nigerian man and his family. Especially if he is the eldest son, girl, you're never gonna win. Pack it up. So when you meet a Nigerian, let him know, oh my God, I have 4 brothers. We are so close. actually, I gotta cut this date early. I have to go visit my dad because he's going to help me with X, Y, and Z. He needs to know that you talking to your male family members every day. Because when that happens, he knows he can't fuck you over. Okay? Okay. I hope this helps. I'm trying to put y'all on game. I've seen too many amazing women get played by Nigerian men and get emotionally destroyed. And I hate that. I don't use the word hate a lot. I absolutely hate that. So when you hear me and I'm passionate about how many of these Nigerian men move, understand that it's coming from a very protected place. Okay? Amy said it happened to me. Yeah, I know. Sisters, leave those men to your Nigerian sisters. Yeah? And said, listen to Anwar, ladies. He's the real deal dating whisperer. For real. Anwar dating teaches. Helped find my guy 6 months ago in one of the most difficult dating cities, Miami. 100%. So, thank you all for the 94,000 likes. I appreciate it. And for my Nigerian sisters, let me know if I'm lying, girl. If I'm misspeaking at all, call me out. If you resonate with what I'm saying, cosign, girl. Cosign. Madam Kiki said you are not. Okay. You're not. You're not lying. Okay. My Nigerian sisters are co-signing. Okay, let's get into some more questions, ladies. Okay? Gosh. Nesma said, dating in the West Coast that bad? California is very difficult to date in if you're a Black woman. I actually just got a client into a relationship that lives in Portland. Actually, I have two that are in relationships in Portland. That's not as bad. Seattle can be challenging, but with all of the tech companies there, don't forget to lean into some of those Indian men, girl. No shade. Yeah. One of the things that's been happening for a lot of my clients in California is that they're leaning into the brown men, Hispanic and Middle Eastern. That's what's been working in Cali. Black men are not working. No shade, but a lot of the white men are not working. Charlene said, you're so shady, Anwar. Am I? Am I? Okay. What other questions do we have? How do you feel about circling the block 30 years later? It would be a long distance relationship. That you would circle the block or that he circled the block? Because the gag is, sometimes when ladies come into my program, and by the way, if you're interested in doing this work on a deeper level, definitely go to the link in my bio and book a consultation call. But in my program, oftentimes what happens is that there might be guys that have been feeling you for a very long time, but that you're not giving the time of day to. And that actually is probably your husband, but because of blocks that you have, you thinking that you're better than everybody else, you might not actually give him the time of day. But if he has been pursuing you for over 2 years, he might be your husband. So I don't know who needed to hear that, but whoever did, I hope that helped. Someone said, how do you feel about Nick and Olandria. I haven't really watched that show. I literally live Love Island. My team and I, we work with 500 women at the same time. I'm currently vicariously dating about 800 men in my head right now. So I don't really watch a lot of reality shows that have to deal with dating and relationships and love. Quite honestly. Because I literally live it all day, every day. Thank God I have a photographic memory where I can remember all of this, but yeah, I don't. I mean, what I know about them, I will tell you this. That there are white men that are checking for you, Black women. And there are white men out there that will treat you like the queen that you are. You'll notice that she has a certain level of confidence that some of us do not have, that we need to get. And if there's anything to take away from that relationship, it's be that girl so you can get that guy. Let me see, what other questions do we have? Thoughts on decentering men? Well, I don't really use that term a lot, but I always say I think it's important to be selfish and self-centered in dating. I think it's important to be able to admit to yourself that you want to be in a relationship and you want to get married if getting married is something that you want to do. A lot of us are actually in denial and don't want to admit that. Your first step is actually admitting, I want to be in a relationship, I want to find love, I want to get married. If you can't say those things, that's your first step. I think there's this huge movement to hate men and hate dating and hate relationships and things like that. But I know that it is a human need and desire to actually want to be in partnership. Okay? So, the first step is just like honoring that feeling within yourself. The second step, because someone asked me about the second step, is actually getting super clear on what your dating needs are. A lot of us don't know who we are and what we want and what we don't want. Actually, let me retract that. A lot of us think that we know what we want, but we don't know what we need. One of the lessons that I have in my course is the relationship needs lesson, where we focus on what are your deeper needs, and then we evaluate those, like the men that you're talking to, based on those needs on a regular basis. Because my program is all about choosing men instead of waiting to be chosen. So we have a lot of evaluation criteria and techniques to analyze if the men that you are being courted by are actually doing what they need to do. Okay? So, do we know what our needs are? And do we know why our needs are our needs? If not, we have work to do, ladies. We have work to do. And the reason I say this is because many of us have lived for our parents or their approval. So we've actually been living, we've become a version of ourselves that we think that they will want or like, instead of the version of ourselves that we really want to be. And this is especially true if you have an African or Caribbean descent. Okay? So I just want to offer that. Yeah, someone said people pleaser. I call it parent pleaser. Okay, Sam said, I'm scared to date outside of my race. Why are you scared to date outside of your race? Who do you think has been more hurtful to black women? White men or black men? Who do you think kills black women more? Let's get into it. Let's get into the facts versus the thoughts. We're not counting slavery, people. Let's count the 2000s. So, for the ladies that are scared to date outside of their race, what's the fear? What's the fear? And I'm asking because oftentimes the fear is the backlash within the community. Fetishization, thinking that you're not their type, microaggressions. I'm hearing all of this. I'm holding space for all of this. Compatibility, not being accepted by their family, all very valid. But may I offer that all of the things that you just said can also be spoken about with black men too. Someone said little peanuts. Girl, a lot of these white men are packing, and you don't know that because you haven't even considered it. I need you to know something. Some of these white men are packing, and a lot of these black men are not packing in the way that they used to. Here's what I want to offer to you. There are black men that are packing, but generally those men are not the men that are ready for relationships. And I'm saying that in a diplomatic way because I don't want to be kicked off any of these social platforms. Here's what I know. I think what you're sharing is all valid. And I want you to try it out anyway. I want you to date everyone. I want you to, when you date everyone, there's a level of abundance that happens in your dating life. When you just date black men, there has to be a scarcity. And when there's a scarcity, when you don't have options, you're in a disempowered state. Now you're begging to be chosen. You don't win that way. And if you don't believe me, ask all those amazing black women in Houston and Atlanta. 6 or 8 of them are chasing one black man. You can't win that way. And I want you to win. I also want you to understand that there are some white, Asian, Arab, Hispanic men that are going to love you for you and be open to hear and learn about your culture. Again, I just want to make sure that you are with the best man for the job. And sometimes, and if I'm being honest, a good amount of the time, that man might not be a black man. But you don't hear me though. This is a trauma response. This is a trauma response. This is the active and passive pressure of our community telling you that you're responsible for keeping the bloodline alive and kicking. But here's what I want you to know. You've done your job already. There's 83 black men for every 100 black women off the gate. And you've still chosen them 92% of the time. And have stayed 73% single because of it. You get to choose a new and different way. You get to choose a new and different way. There are, yes, I do know Keith Beverly, Ryu, NJ. There are all kinds of men checking for you and you don't even know it. I think it's very important to understand that. I think it's important to also understand that a lot of us are trying to bag the same black guy. 6% of black men make $100K or more. 6%. So, out of those 83 out of 100, we're talking about, 4 men? 5 men? So, you have 100 black women focused on maybe, like if we're being 100% serious, 4 or 5 men. That's why you're disempowered. That's why these black men have power over you. I would hate to be disempowered in any part of my life. And I don't want that for you either. That's why we're having this conversation. And of those 6%, roughly 50% of those men date outside their race and marry outside of their race. So now we're talking about 2 or 3 men. And now we have to figure out, of those 2 or 3 men, out of the 100 black women that are chasing after them, do these guys even like you? when they have 100 women chasing after them. And no shade, out of those 2 or 3 men, one of them might be gay. But I digress. I need us to understand the numbers. And I want to say this with love and respect. Scarcity mindset. Focusing on one set, a very small set, it's not going to serve you. It's love poverty. It's love poverty, girl. Who wants to be poor in love? It's not even minimum wage. So I wanted to offer that for anyone who needed to hear it. I'm going to continue to talk about this until I'm dead, because this is the way. I talked about this earlier in this live. I did the math for my book. I talked about this earlier in this live. I did the math for my book. If Black women dated everyone, your marriage rate would be 85%, not 27%. Right now, your marriage rate is 27%, which is half the marriage rate of all other racial groups of women. So, that's that on that. The numbers don't lie. 27% is the marriage rate for Black women. Okay? All right, my loves. With that said, I'm gonna go. I want us to really think about it. For those ladies that gave me hashtag Black dudes for who you're dating, I want you to consider, don't just think about dating white men. Just think about dating everyone. Okay? Kathy said, best friend, don't go. Girl, I gotta sleep. Girl, I gotta wake up in the morning and get these kids to school. But I want to check in with all of you. How are we doing? Are we okay? Are we gagged? What's the tea? What's going on? I want to hear from you. How are we feeling? Someone said, no, we're not okay. No, I'm bawling. Yes, we're okay. We're gagged and empowered to make a difference. Gagged. You read me for real. Real gagged. Stung. I feel loved and cared about by you. Good. That's the intention and objective. We need to heal. I'll do a bigger video about this on IG and TikTok, because this is important. And I'm going to continue to talk about this. Okay? For those of you that might need me, that might be so gagged, book a call with me. Links in my bio. We're going to help you get your guy. He may be black, he may be white, he may be an alien, but you gonna get him nonetheless. Yeah? Someone said gooped and gagged. Oop. Good. Book the call. We'll help you out. We'll figure out if it's a fit or not, and we'll go from there. No pressure. Yeah, some of y'all need an alien man. Why? Because they're 7 feet tall. They're dark. They got a big head, like most of these men do anyway. And yeah, their intelligence is off the wall. Intergalacticlovetea.com. Yeah. All right, loves. Be well. I'll talk with you later. Bye now. All right, loves. Be well. I'll talk with you later. Bye now.